Anytime you want to head for Skyrim, I'm right with you. I've spent enough time on Soulstein to last a lifetime.
Thanks. I wasn't sure I'd make it off this farm alive. I wish I could have said the same for my man here. Some of the Veteran Guard have taken to calling them Ashspawn. Me, I don't care what they're called. All I know is they're a danger to Raven Rock and they need to be stopped. I was going to search for clues that might lead me to wherever they're coming from. I know it isn't the best place to start, but we know they've been coming from this direction. Good. I can use all the help I can get. Besides, I don't feel comfortable leaving Raven Rock behind, and I'd hate to lose any more Veteran Guard. We were searching the farm when the Ashspawn ambushed us. Have a look around and see if you can turn up anything useful. No one knows, really. Superstitious folks say they're the risen forms of those that died long ago, but I'm not so certain. They started attacking the bulwark a few weeks ago. My men were able to kill them, but they keep coming back. We've had 2 other assaults on the bulwark, at different spots on the wall. I know it sounds crazy, but it's almost like they're becoming more organized and probing it for weaknesses. Exactly. Something has to be directing them against us, and we need to find out who or what it is. I don't. All I know is that the Ashspawn are coming from this direction, so this is as good a place to start as anywhere else. Good thing the farm's been abandoned for a long time. I'd hate to see what they would do to an unarmed farmer and his family. Not sure. I was told it was an old Imperial farm that was wiped out by the eruption of the Red Mountain. Not certain who lived there. It was already a pile of rubble when I arrived in Raven Rock. I've had to muster some more men to protect the mine, but I don't really have a problem with that. Second Councillor Arano is concerned that once word reaches the Reavers that the mine has reopened, they might think about paying us a visit. I say let them try. My men are ready for them. I might know someone, or maybe not. I can't remember. I can't. I just can't be sure. I think maybe he had something to do with a temple. A temple here on the island. Does that help? Report back to me if you discover anything unusual. Have you found something? This is strange. The note says it's from General Fawkes Carius, but that's impossible. Well, Carius was the Imperial garrison commander at Fort Frostmoth, but he died over 200 years ago when the Red Mountain leveled the place. There's no way he could still be alive. If General Carius is still alive, there must be something keeping him that way. I need you to head out to Fort Frostmoth and check it out. I'm going to head back to Raven Rock and prepare the men for further assaults. Be careful. This General Carius sounds out of his mind.
That's it! Ha!
Another victory for the Breton Guard.
Anytime you want to head for Skyrim, I'm right with you. I've spent enough time on Solstheim to last a lifetime.
Modin Veleth, Captain of the Breton Guard, at your service.
Anytime you want to head for Skyrim, I wait. I've spent enough time. I'm on soul starting to last a lifetime. sense! That's it! Bandits are worse than the vermin that infest the ash wastes back home. What's our next move? What do you have in mind? Huh? If it'll help us get moving quicker, sure. Lead on!
Men, an invader has entered the fort. Prepare yourselves for an ambush. Fort Frostmoth will never fall. Long live the Empire!
Despite the foul beings that infest this place, I'm certain we'll find plenty of wealth to make it worth our time. What's our next move? What did you need? Right away. What was that?
Now you're mine. Time to meet the maker. Rocky! This will all be over soon. I'll crush the life from you. Time to meet your maker.
Boost!
Your invasion plans will fail. Victory!
I've failed. Despite the foul beings that infest this place.
You lost?
You've brought Raven Rock back from the brink, traveler. I don't know how to thank you. You have? You have no idea what this means to me, to my family. Reclamations bless you. Well, you've certainly proven your worth around here to me. Please, accept this gift as a token of my appreciation. Good journey, traveler.
Anytime you want to head for Skyrim, I'm right with you. I've spent enough time on Soulstein to last a lifetime. What's our next move? If it'll help us get moving quicker, sure. Right behind you. What's our next move? If it'll help us get moving quicker, sure. Lead on! Anytime you want to head for Skyrim, I'm right with you. I've spent enough time on Solstheim to last a lifetime.
You've brought so much hope to our people. We are forever in your debt.
Your actions here have been a blessing to us all, Sergio.
Mogrel, it's busier now that things are starting to look up. I guess I might stay a bit longer after all.
Just give them to me and put it on my account.
I'm beginning to like this partnership.
Put it on my account.
Here you go.
And that's the end of it.
Just what you see here.
Anytime you want to head for Skyrim, I'm right with you. I've spent enough time on Solstheim to last a lifetime.
If you need any supplies, you know where to find me.
I don't know what you did in those
Hold a
mines.
moment,
Put a
Mogrel.
smile on Cretius'
I've gotten a
face.
report. You've been
Never seen him
harassing some of the
somehow.
townsfolk. Is this true?
Oh, come on. You know me, Captain Bellet. My hands are clean.
See that they stay that way, or else I'll send you
My
back.
Mines are
husband
open
and
and
the
the
pray.
shop is
visitors would
busy.
shun
understand.
Raven Rock.
Thank you.
I'm glad to
Yes,
see he
sir,
was
Captain
mistaken.
Bellet, sir.
What news do you bring from Fort Frostmoth? I had my suspicions that he was undead. How else could he have survived for over 200 years? It's a shame. There are quite a few tales of General Carius' exploits, including the founding of Raven Rock. Councillor Morvain told me to give this to you if you made it back in one piece. And you got rid of General Carius. Better than a soldier's pay, so you should be thankful. I'm sorry to bother you, but Second Councillor Rano asked me to come find you. He said it's quite urgent.
You need to talk some sense into your
All he wanted me to do is track you down and send you to him. Look, this is important. Even more important than wiping out the Ashspawn. Please, go speak to the Second Councillor as soon as possible.
Hold on, my husband's moved. He enjoys having visitors.
There's nothing beyond the bulwark, except wild Nords of Ash.
Can I help you?
You've brought Raven Rock back from the
Thank you
brink,
for coming.
Traveler. I don't know how to thank you.
After everything you've already done for Raven Rock, I hate to ask for more, but I can't risk Councillor Morvain being killed. The Ulan family of House
have a word with
Lalu,
you, Counselor?
a rival great house, has
Of
placed
course,
a death
Senator.
mark on the Chancellor's
What
head.
troubles you?
I was concerned about our food stores.
It's a
Jalen
private
can only
matter.
carry so much on
Let's
each
just
journey. I'm
say
afraid we might
they
run out.
seek revenge for the
I'll speak with
execution of
Gary
one of
and see
their
if we
own,
can't increase the
ordered
crop
by
production
Councillor
this season.
Morvain himself. The problem is I don't have any solid proof that
I
anyone
fear
from
we'll be
House
feasting on
Lalu is
ash
hidden
cans a bit
among
more
us.
often this
Only
year.
my suspicions. It may be justified, but it certainly isn't appreciated. Councillor Morvain simply feels that I'm being paranoid. I'm afraid that one day I'll awaken and discover him dead. And I don't want it to come to that. I do. I've received some information from my sources that there could be elements of Ulan's house, House Lalu, already in Ravenrock. Ravenrock is a small settlement, so
Hope we
it's
don't run
hard
into
to
too many
accomplish
ash
anything in
spawns
secret.
out
If any of them is from House Lalu, I wouldn't be able to make a move without them knowing. I had a feeling you'd be willing to listen to me. I need you to start out by being my eyes and ears. Search Ravenrock and see if you can root out these traitors. The best place to start would be Geldis Sadri, over at the Retching Netch Corner Club. If he provides you any leads, check them out before bringing them to my attention. I can't afford to make any mistakes. I maintain a few contacts in other Dunmer settlements across Tamriel.
May I have a
Most
word
hail
with you,
from
Counselor?
House Redoran, but there are a
Of
few
course,
from
Senator.
other houses.
What troubles you?
I was concerned about
Most
our
of my
food
contacts
stores.
live
Jalen
leagues
can
away
only
from
carry so much
Solstein.
on each journey, and I'm afraid we
Sending
might
the
run out.
occasional message back
I'll
and
speak
forth
with
is all we
Gary
can
and see if we
manage,
can't
and
increase the
sometimes
crop
takes
production
months
this
or
season.
more to arrive. However, any information we can glean in
I
times
fear
like
we'll
this
be
I
feasting
consider
on ash
vital
cans
to
a
House
bit more often
Redoran's
this
survival.
year.
Don't worry. You can trust Geldis. He's been with us for a long time. If there's anything at...
What are you gawking at, Outlander?
Welcome to the Retching Netch Corner Club, home of the finest suj. The mine's open, people are buying drinks, and I'm making money again. Just like old times. Well, well, Adril's got himself a spy, does he? Azura knows he needs all the help he can get. He's been chasing the Ulans for years now. No, I just think he's going about this the wrong way. Actually, I do. If you want to catch those slippery slaughterfish, you need to let them come to you. There's an Ulan ancestral tomb near the temple. Someone's been leaving ash yam offerings on the altar inside. If you were to wait inside for whomever that is, I'm betting they'll have some of the answers you're looking for. What makes you think I haven't? Any time Adril and the Redarin Guard made a move, the Ulans must have been one step ahead and didn't show up.
I've spent enough time.
You can thank me if it works. Until then, I'd head to the tomb and wait until your visitor shows up. When the Dunmer is laid to rest, the body is burned and returned to the ashen soil. Since the Ashyam is born of the very same soil, it represents rebirth and renewal, the fact that life ends and begins anew. Back in 95, Vila Ulin came to Raven Rock with a plan to take over our town. The Fetcher thought he could stir up the locals and use them against the Redarin Guard, and then murder Consular Morvain when we weren't looking. He arrived alone, but spread enough coin around to start changing people's minds. Half the bloody town joined his side. Can you believe that? He underestimated the Redarin Guard. They were organized and brought a swift end to the coup. Vila tried to run, but he was caught by Captain Velith himself. Vila Ulin was executed a short time later, and his remains placed in the Ulin ancestral tomb. How do you think? It's a blessing. I've got regular paying customers again, thirsty workers at the end of the day, and more coin than I can count. Come back if you're feeling thirsty. I'll set you up right. Welcome to the Retching Netch. If you've got gold on your hands, you might talk to Rallis up a Colbjorn Barrow. I've heard he wants to excavate the place. Nothing specific, but I'm hearing rumblings of assassins living amongst us. I think they intend to target Consular Morvain, but I can't be certain. Come back any time. My doors are always open.
Headed east. May want to give the Tel Mithrin a wide berth. I don't like the looks of that place one bit. I'm glad that I'm finally traveling.
I didn't realize there was anyone else here.
My last patron was killed trying to tackle an entire fort of bandits alone.
I presume the same thing you're doing, leaving an offering for the departed. Forgive my surprise. It's just that I wouldn't expect that sort of behavior from someone who isn't Dunmer. Since there aren't any Ulans left on this island, I've taken it upon myself to leave the traditional offering in their stead. Oh, no bother. We all have a right to be here. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'd like to meditate a bit.
With the Ashbourne threat taken care of, I can give my men the rest they deserve. Well done.
Mallory, you need to talk some sense into your house.
I hope Geldis proved useful.
Can't get blood from
Have you made any
wall.
progress?
As it is, we can barely make ends meet.
That isn't my problem. I was
Tell
told
us
when I
you.
loaned Garwin the money.
Are you
I wanted
sure?
it back my first harvest.
I'll see what I
So Geldis's plan worked, eh? Every time we tried it, no one would ever show up. If Telesu's involved in any sort of plot to harm Councillor Morvale, I'm going to need hard evidence to prove it. I'm not kicking down anyone's door until I have solid evidence in hand. If you're wrong about Telesu, things would quickly go downhill around here, and the real culprits might slip away. I can't afford for that to happen. If you have evidence, and it places your life in peril, I would expect you to do whatever you must to keep yourself alive. Here, this key should open the front door of the manor in case they've locked it. Good luck.
Disgusting. I'd rather eat cheese if it's sitting in the sun for a week.
Look, I know...
Be careful.
I'll
The
get the
Severans have
coin,
betrayed
I
us,
promise.
and they'll be well
If you
armed.
want that beautiful wife of yours to stay that way...
I don't know who sent you here, but you've given us something to build on here. I hope someday we can repay you for your kindness. Take a look. Careful with those netches. They may look tame, but they can
What's our
seriously
next
hurt
move? If it'll help us get moving quicker, sure. Lead on.
Did you find any evidence at Severin Manor yet?
It's busier now that things...
Anytime you
Take
want
a
to head
look.
to Skyrim, I'm right with you. I've spent enough time on Soul Starm to last a lifetime.
If you need any supplies, you know where to find me.
Come on. I looked down years of planning. Lala
It's
will
nothing.
have its revenge.
It's not my time.
Get him. Kill him.
too many ash spawn around here.
With the ash spawn threat taken care of, I can give my men the rest they deserve.
I trust you're not planning any
Modin
trouble.
Veleth, captain of the
What
Redder
can I
Guard
do?
at your service.
Did you find any evidence at Severin Manor yet?
May I have a word?
Then we finally have them.
Of course.
All that remains now is chasing them down and bringing them to justice.
About our food stores. Jalen can only carry so
Good.
much on each journey, and I'm
I'm
afraid
going to
we might
send
run
two
out.
of the best Redder guards we have
and
to
see
take
if we
them
can't
down.
increase the crop
I
production
want
this
you
season.
to assist them any way you can.
Sorry, Sinderi. I fear
See that
we'll
you
be
do.
feasting on ash
We
yams
can't
a bit.
afford to let these traitors slip away. Ashfallow Citadel's been abandoned for a long time. Be ready for anything.
How much longer do you intend to serve as his shield?
The Redder Council tasked me with keeping Laeral alive, which I've done without question for over 100 years. He's the closest thing I've had to our brother, and we all owe him our lives. Am I to suddenly turn my back?
I'm sorry, my love. It's this island. It's never felt the same since we left Vardenfell. It's as though a part of me is missing.
Every Dunmer left a piece of themselves behind when they departed our homeland. All we can do is make the most of what we have.
Has Captain Veleth discovered anything yet?
No, Councillor. He's spoken to everyone in town twice. If House Lalu has a spy in Raven Rock, he's hit beyond our means to find him.
I understand, Adriel. I know you're both doing your best.
My primary concern is your safety, Councillor. I give you my word that no harm will befall you while I stand by.
You've brought Raven Rock back from the brink, traveler. Your efforts in Raven Rock have proven most invigorating for my husband. I haven't seen him this pleased in many years.
It's busier now that things are... See for yourself. If you need any supplies, you know where to find me.
Anytime you want to head for Skyrim, I've spent enough time on Sol. What's our next move? If it'll help us get moving quicker, sure. Right behind you.
in my head. In deep. I know things, hidden things, things you aren't supposed to know. You don't believe me. No one does. They don't want to. I don't want to either. But I can't help it. They're in my head. Secret, hidden things. The secret kind. The black book. It shoved them in there with black, slick fingers. My fingers are too short. I can't get them out. Oh, no, I didn't find it. It found me. Here, I'll show you. See? Right there. But don't go there. You don't want these things in your head. You don't. You don't. My Eastmere, you won't leave here alive.
Fus!
From that look on your face, I'm guessing you've never seen a silt strider before. This is Dusty. I personally trained her from a lava. Feels like a lifetime ago now. She hasn't been in travelling condition for quite a while now. I've tried to let her go off on her own, but she insists on staying here. We get by trading odds and ends with the locals. I've decided to stay here and make sure she passes in peace. It's the least I can do for her. Every once in a while, a local makes it out here, although they usually just want to catch a glimpse of Dusty. Silt striders are pretty rare now. What would you like to know? The blast from the volcano wiped most of them out. Found Dusty in a small cave on Vardenfell. Silt strider cocoons are pretty tough. Mostly for transporting goods and people. They were pretty commonplace in Morrowind, but that was ages ago. A silt strider carapace is so strong it can withstand the harshest of weather. Even the legendary sandstorms of Vardenfell's Molag Armor region were said to barely make a dent in them. Of course, that's all ash now. All right. Safe travel. Take a look. Safe travels.
What's our next move? If it'll help us get moving quicker, sure. Right behind you. Anytime you want to head to Skyrim, I've spent enough time on Soul Star to last a life.
Why are you out here? Aren't you supposed to be in the tower assisting Master?
Why won't this summoning work? If you must know, I'm trying to get this Ash Guardian spell to work. Now let me concentrate. Besides, shouldn't you be worrying about the damage to the tower?
Master Neloth has tasked Alenia with repairing the tower.
Nothing.
I'm doing this in the lab. where it would be safer for all of us.
The lab is too small. Also, I need the ashy soil. Master Neloth knows what I'm doing. No need to bother him about it, though. He's quite busy at the moment.
It's on your head if something goes wrong. Just
no Ash Guardian. Maybe the book has something.
We don't get many visitors. Is there something you need? Tel Mithrin. It's the home of Master Neloth. You may have heard of him. He's a famous Telvanni wizard. In Morrowind, the Telvanni grow buildings from special fungus spores. Master Neloth grew one here to be his home. Don't ask me how. No, Talvis is his apprentice. I'm his steward. I manage the day-to-day affairs of Tel Mithrin. Now, if you'll excuse me.
You again? Didn't I see you in Raven Rock? This is a Telvanni tower. It's my citadel, grown from the spores of the giant fungus trees found in Morrowind. Back in the homeland, there are other Telvanni wizards that have them as well. Of course you have. Everyone has heard of the Master Wizards of Morrowind. We are one of the great houses that rule Morrowind. I am likely the greatest wizard you will ever meet. Who else do you think could create a staff enchanter? If you make yourself useful around here, I might just let you use it.
Hope we don't run into too many ash spawn out here.
The ash from Red Mountain. I'm running low on heartstones. If you have any with you, I'll buy one. Otherwise, I can tell you where you might find one. Now, where did I put...
What's our next move?
Yeah.
If it'll help us get moving quicker, sure. Right behind you.
First? Excellent. I'll take it. Here, have some septums. I don't know, but I mean to find out. I still have some research to do before I'll know anything for certain. They are off working on their pillar. Happens every night. Make them stop? Oh no, certainly not. At least not yet. Not until I've figured out what is going on. Imagine the power of being able to command entire villages to do your bidding. Imagine what I could do with that power. Mostly staffs. They're my specialty.
What's our next move? If it'll help us get moving quicker, sure. Lead on.
Don't be ridiculous. Of course I can. The question is, should I? I suppose if it's going to be done right, I'll have to do it. It's as if Tel Mithrin is cursed. Don't be ridiculous. The question is, should I? I suppose if it's going to be done right, I'll have to do it. Now, where did I put... Oh, yeah.
Anytime you want to head for Skyrim, I'm right with you. I've spent enough time on Solstheim to last a lifetime.
You've got to help me. I conjured an Ash Guardian, and now it's running amok. I am embarrassed to admit that it was my fault. Master Neloth refused to teach me the Ash Guardian spell, so I read his spellbook on my own and learned it. Something went wrong when I cast it. The creature is attacking everything in sight. I need to keep Master Neloth distracted so he doesn't find out what I did. There is no telling what he would do to me. While you are taking care of the creature, I'll try to figure out what went wrong. Thank you. I was hoping you would. Hurry. I'll keep Master Neloth distracted. Have you dealt with the Ash Guardian? What a relief. Master Neloth surely would have punished me had he found out. I don't have any gold to pay you with, but I can give you this staff. Oh, it turns out that the spell requires a heart stone to cast properly. I didn't have one with me when I cast it. If you cast the spell without a heart stone, it attacks anything in sight. This is Master Neloth's tower. He's a Telvanni wizard. You've never heard of the great houses of Morrowind? House Telvanni is the house of the Master Wizard, one of the ruling houses of Morrowind. Master Neloth is one of the oldest and most respected members of House Telvanni. Not so much with as for. I am Master Neloth's apprentice. He's teaching me the art of sorcery. Well, he is a very great wizard. It's a great honor for him to have taken me as his apprentice. To be honest, it's horrible. He's very unpleasant and hardly teaches me anything. Sometimes he uses me in his experiments. Even so, I pick up a lot from just watching him. Spells and incantations for those with the talent to cast them.
Did you fill those soul gems like I asked you?
Yes, Master. Although the Grand Soul Gem only has a common soul in it.
Idiot! Those are hard to find. Next time, don't fill it at all if you can't do it properly.
Good day, friend. Keeping well?
Where is that ash-sucking steward of mine? I suppose that depends. Are you willing to be an experimental subject? Oh, nothing too dangerous. It should provide an additional spectral tether from your own life spark to the Adric realm. You would experience it as a sort of increased vigor. You would fight longer, feel stronger, that sort of thing. At least I think it will. Probably. Almost certainly. Of course, you never can tell. Now stand still. It's my first time casting this spell, and I don't need any additional distractions. You won't feel a thing, but if you do, try not to scream too loudly. My ears are sensitive. Off you go. If you discover any side effects, come back and tell me straight away.
Hope we don't run into too many ash spawn out here.
Far from ourselves.
Must be my imagination.
Found you!
of something.
Fus!
What's our next move? What do you have in mind?
What did you need? Right away.
Anything else? You ready to get going? About time. Let's go.
Filthy end!
What's our next move? What do you have in mind?
What did you need? Right away.
Anything else?
Where are you? Come on! I'll kill you for this!
Curse you!